Welcome to the next episode of DDS Admission Series. Today I have with me my friend Tony Tataro, who is going to help us in today's topic, DDS versus residency and what you should do. And we are here in the beautiful Lake Tahoe. As you can see, it's one of the most scenic places in California. So let's start, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so usually we are very close to the application cycle, and we always have a question like to go for DDS or residency. Both options are good, but at the same time they do have limitations, like pros and cons. When we think about DDS, yes, it's 2 years, it's expensive, but at the same time it's gonna give you license to practice anywhere in the United States. And also with all those immigration issues, so in case God forbid something happens, so you could also go to Canada, and it's just a simple written exam and you can practice there. And DDS is also valid all around the world, so that's a good thing. At the same time, when we think about residencies like AGD, GPR, Perio, I understand that you might be resident in your country and you don't want to do DDS and wanted to directly go through the residency route. It is possible. It is difficult, but it is possible. But it also comes with its caveats like limitations in the states where you can practice. Usually, as of now, there are close to 7 to 8 states where you can practice. And those states are somewhere in the Midwest, and the laws keep on changing. So you need to check on each state's board's website if you are eligible or not. For now, I think one of the major states are like Virginia and like Texas and maybe Washington State, but yeah. I'm not sure. The rules are kind of little weird. If you want to practice in Washington State, maybe you'll have to do residency from that state itself. Again, don't quote me on this. So this is what comes with the residency option. And secondly, when people say like after 5 years all the states are open, I wouldn't say that. Few more states open after 5 years, but few, like for example, even after 5 years you may not be able to apply for license in Florida. You will still have just limited license. And at the same time, when you think about your visa status, let's say you got into Perio residency and then you want to practice in those states, you may not have enough opportunities. You may need sponsorship. But again, and DSOs are the major corporation who will sponsor your visa, and maybe there is not enough Perio opportunities with DSOs, so you may be tight in that decision. You may have to you may get a limited faculty license and you can practice in faculty practice, but yeah, that's something if you want to do it or not. So these are the two major differences. Yes, you're going to save a lot of money doing residency. Most of the residencies are kind of comparatively cheaper when you compare it to DDS, but this is what you are going through, extreme limitations. So when I consider like if you are free to move around, you are new to the States, I would say DDS is a better option for everyone rather than residency, unless you're okay to practice somewhere in Texas or faculty, or you're okay with limitations and challenges with that. Do you want to add something related to that, Tony?
No, I think that you covered the whole things. And first of all, I think that you have to make your decision. If you are really into residency, you have to plan during your ID program and just plan for it. Right. Do your best. If not, it's better to have experience for 2 years, because some university needs experience and then they will give you interview for residency.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, but like sometimes students who are already international dentists and they want to go directly through the residency route like AGD, GPR, Perio, Pros. And among those residency, I would say ortho, endo and pedo are one of the most challenging residencies. To get into directly, it may or may not be possible depending on how your resume is. So if you're already a specialist in your country and you have done ton of articles, ton of experience, then it might be easier for you. At the same time, you will also need to consider there are different programs which has like one is strong with clinical, another with research. So you need to see which program suits you. And also there is tuition. So when your profile is okay, your higher chances will be in schools which has higher tuition compared to a school with a lower tuition. So you also need to consider that aspect. And if you really want to go directly into residency like ortho, endo or pedo, it is possible. However, sometimes you may have to do those additional courses like ACT or preceptorship which will help you in increasing your profile, at the same time getting recommendation letters. So if you are going for the direct residency route, I would recommend doing some kind of courses like preceptorship, advanced clinical training, which are available in different schools. Make your resume good, know the faculty, and also sometimes doing an externship is good as well, so that you get to know the program, you see how you are best fitting into that program. Do you like the program? Are the residents good? So this way you may help in your this will help in your decision making. So that's about it. And so if you have more questions, do comment below. So this is just a small gist of what is DDS versus residency. There are more differences, which if you have any specific questions, do comment below. And let's say your ultimate goal is residency and you are going through the DDS route and then residency, which I would advise, which is good for you. It's going to give you a lot more opportunities, freedom to move anywhere in the States. And we have Tony here, who has recently been accepted in the endodontics program at UCSF, and he's my buddy in UCSF IDP's program, and he's going to start his endo residency. And let's hear from Tony, how did he prepare and advice for you guys. So Tony, first question is like, when did you decide you want to do endodontics?
My decision was made I think that before coming to the United States, I was sure that I want to go for residency to endo. Whenever I got admission international program in UCSF, I tried to do my best to improve my resume, to go for AAE, to have my connection with different faculties, directors, to get their view or aspects. It was really great help for me because some universities are research based, some of them is like patient oriented. So it's really crucial for you to know about all of these things and then apply for the university.
Absolutely makes sense. So, and again, endodontics and all the residencies are highly competitive. So when did you start begin your application process?
So you know that the pass usually open in May, right?
May, right.
So I start from the March to get my recommendation letters and going for all the pass, because pass is not open at that time, but you can ask others, residents, that what exactly do you need. Be prepared, and whenever it's open, just go for it, because some universities, they're rolling based, and it's really important for them to be the first one instead of just postpone your application admission.
Especially endodontics does not participate in match, so earlier the application, better it is. So again, you started preparing. So while in DDS program, while you were in the IDP program, how soon did you approach faculty, or how soon did you start preparing for recommendation letters? Because you also need to get to know the faculty. And were you involved in research, or how was it?
So I, before getting in the international program, I was participating in preceptorship endo in UCSF. So from there, it was my connections began.
Right. So preceptorship definitely helped you. Were you also involved in research in the department?
Yes, I started research. It was almost 1 year before applying. So everybody knows me regarding that. I'm interested in research, and as you know, that UCSF is research-based university, so it's important to be involved in research.
Absolutely makes sense. So earlier you have your goal set. It speeds the whole process. So Tony directly started with he had previous preceptorship in the program. He started research program, so that helped in getting to know the faculty, residents, and getting a good recommendation letter, right?
Yeah, of course.
You also mentioned about going to AAE. So what could you share in short, like what was your AAE experience and how that helped in your endodontics residency?
Yeah, AAE was great experience because you can educate yourself really good. There are lots of good lectures, lots of hands-on. It was great, and they're all endodontists. So what I did was like talking to directors regarding my resume and asked them if it's okay, I can send my resume or my personal statement, and they're really helpful. They always help you and said that our university's aspects is well this and that. You have to have research or public research, and all of these things can help me because it's broad on the horizon of my imaginations for what exactly I want to apply. Which university is my university.
Absolutely. You have any advice for the upcoming candidates? What advice would you have?
Don't be stressed out, be yourself. and try to enjoy during your interview, just hanging out with people, other residents, ask them questions, and have fun. Life is too short, enjoy it, and just go for it.
And do come to Tahoe,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, enjoy yourself. Tahoe is the best one. Come for a ski.
Thank you so much, Tony, for your advice. So for you all, to sum it up, start sooner. Again, it's a 2 years program, so you have less than 1 year to make that rapport with the faculty and the program to get a good recommendation letter. In that less than 1 year, you will probably spend 3-4 months in preclinical labs, so you may not have enough time. So it is important for you to have your goal in place. Make sure which faculty you want your recommendation letter. If you want to do research, get into research soon. Talk to residents and have good idea about all the schools or programs where you want to go. Maybe an externship might be a good option, a 1 week externship. It's usually free of cost, so that way you get to know a little bit more about the program. At the same time, they get to know you.
Correct.
And also, if you are in a pass and fail school, sometimes like in few programs, if you really want to stand out, ADAT might help you choose. So you may want to score good in ADAT. So that also helps. So, and that's about it. And if you have any more questions, do comment below. If you want me to cover any other topics, let me know. So we'll see you soon. Wish you all the best, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Wish you all the best, guys. Cheers.